All right, let's jump right in. Artificial intelligence is completely reshaping the world of business. And as a leader, you are on the front lines of this thing. So, in the next few minutes, we're going to give you a really clear eyed view of both the massive opportunity and, maybe more importantly, the critical risks of AI bias. That way, you can lead your organization to unlock all that value, but do it responsibly. First things first, let's talk about the stakes. And believe me, they are huge. AI represents one of the single largest economic opportunities of our lifetime. I mean, just look at that number. Research from PwC estimates it could add a staggering $15.7 trillion to the global economy by 2030. This isn't just some new tech fad. It's a fundamental shift in how business gets done, and you know the pressure to adopt it is immense. But, and this is a big but, chasing that opportunity without understanding the risks, well, that's just a recipe for disaster. Now, I want you to just imagine that conversation happening inside your own HR department. This was the actual reality at a firm that rolled out a new AI hiring tool. They thought it would eliminate bias, but instead, the machine had quietly taught itself to penalize resumes that had words like women's in them. The whole system had to be scrapped, a total loss. This story just perfectly captures the two sides of the AI coin. You've got this incredible promise on one side and this profound peril on the other. Because at its very core, what is AI really about? It's about automating judgment. Now, that power can drive absolutely incredible efficiency. But as we're about to see, it also carries these profound and often totally hidden dangers. And this is the part you really need to hear as a leader. Biased AI isn't some technical glitch for your IT department to go and fix. Nope. It's a major business issue. It can silently poison your talent pipeline, it can alienate your customers, and it can create massive liabilities, all while you're thinking you're being innovative. It really is a silent killer of both value and reputation. So let's talk about the bottom line. Because getting this wrong isn't some hypothetical problem. It has real, tangible, and very expensive consequences. And the risks, they hit you from all sides. We're talking about severe reputational damage from bad press, huge financial losses from having to scrap entire systems, and you know there are legal penalties looming as regulations start to catch up. Internally, it can spark conflict and drive your best talent right out the door. And externally, you risk losing entire market segments that your fancy new AI completely fails to serve. And look, this isn't some far-off, maybe one-day threat. Your peers are already deeply concerned about this. A 2019 report found that 42% of organizations are very to extremely concerned about the reputational damage from media blowback over biased AI. And they should be. Public trust is fragile, and once you break it, it is incredibly hard to earn back. You want a perfect cautionary tale? You don't have to look any further than Amazon. I mean, this wasn't some tiny startup. It was one of the biggest tech companies on the planet. They invested a ton of money into an AI hiring tool, only to find out it had learned to prefer male candidates. Why? Because it was looking at a decade of their own biased hiring data. The results? Wasted time, wasted resources, and a very public, very embarrassing lesson in the dangers of AI. And the impact goes way beyond just hiring. In healthcare, a widely used algorithm used health costs as a stand-in for health needs. But here's the thing. Because Black patients often have less access to care, they spend less. So the AI wrongly concluded they were healthier. It systematically denied extra care to people who desperately needed it, a devastating and costly error that was rooted in flawed data. Okay, so if the risks are this severe, where is all this bias actually coming from? The temptation is to think it's some super complex coding problem, but the reality is actually a lot simpler and a lot more human. Let's unpack it. At a high level, you can really boil it down to three main sources. Number one, biased data. The AI learns from the world as it is, with all of our existing inequalities and prejudices baked right in. Two, flawed algorithms. The choices that humans make when they're designing the model can build in bias from the very start. And number three, which is maybe the most critical one for you as a leader, homogeneous teams. Because these AI systems don't just appear out of thin air. People build them, and they will inevitably reflect the perspectives of their creators. This is a critical insight for any leader. The values, the priorities, and yeah, the blind spots of your developers are literally integrated directly into the code of the systems they create. So if the team building your technology lacks diverse perspectives and lived experiences, it's pretty much inevitable that their products are going to have major blind spots. And if you look at the data on this, well, it's stark. Just look at these numbers. Only 18% of researchers at top AI conferences are women. At one major tech firm, just 4.5% of employees are Black. When the people who are building our future are not representative of our society, the future they build is going to be inherently biased. This isn't just a pipeline problem. This is a massive business risk. All right, we've diagnosed the problem. Now let's talk about the solution. And this isn't just theory. This is your practical, hands-on playbook for mitigating bias and actually leading your organization forward. The solution really starts with a new type of leadership. Berkeley Haas calls them equity-fluent leaders. Now, this isn't about you becoming an expert in Python or machine learning. It's about you understanding the incredible value of different lived experiences and courageously using your power to address the very blind spots we've been talking about. This is a core strategic capability for the age of AI. So let's be crystal clear about this. You cannot delegate this away. This is not a technical fix. Debiasing AI is fundamentally a leadership challenge. It requires strategic oversight, a clear game plan, and direction from the very, very top of the organization. So where do you begin? Like, what do you do tomorrow morning? Here are your first 3 moves. 1. Get your leadership team up to speed. Make sure every single one of them understands why AI bias is a critical business problem. 2. Designate specific people to be responsible for each part of your AI strategy. Give them ownership. And 3. Schedule a meeting 1 month from today to review their action plans. It's simple, it's actionable, and it starts now. So we'll end with this. That $15.7 trillion opportunity of AI, it is absolutely real, but it is not guaranteed. It can only be fully unlocked with responsible leadership. And the question you have to ask yourself is this: are you prepared to provide it?